Hello there, newcomer. Welcome to the Lifetips podcast. My name is Nate, and I'm here to help you navigate through important situations that affect our everyday lives and provide a roadmap for you to make the best decisions in the future. The fun part is that each topic is unique to whatever you're going through. And it doesn't matter your youth or gender. Everyone can benefit. So sit back, enjoy the ride, and let's discover how we can live our best life today. Enjoy. Hey world, it's Nate. Welcome back to the final Life Tips podcast episodes of 2019. As usual, I just want to reiterate that you're listening to this podcast live on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and more thanks to Anchor. Everything is free. The app is free, distribution to streaming platforms is free, etc., etc. You can even make money off your podcast as well. It's a one-stop shop for podcast development. So all you have to do to get started on your own is head to www.anchor.fm, download the app to your Android or iOS device, and start recording. So at this point, Christmas is here on Wednesday. So that makes Christmas Eve tomorrow. So, happy holidays, as usual. Hope you enjoy Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then by Wednesday, of course, Christmas will be here. Thursday will be over. And so, not that you can't listen to this episode before Christmas. You can. I advise you to. But this is not Christmas-centered. The Christmas-centered ones have already been recorded, put out. So this one is going to be focused on 2020. And in light of the impending new year that is on its way faster than we can all anticipate, I want to just take these last two podcast episodes to ask some questions. Questions that will help you gauge where you see yourself now and also where you see yourself in your future. So, let's start with 2019. How'd that go for you? Obviously, you don't have to, put too much thought and effort into how 2019 went for you. But hopefully you can. The purpose of listening and thinking back over how 2019 went is just so you can get a feel for how you want to proceed moving forward. So, think about that for just a minute. How did 2019 go for you? I'm just curious. Really want to know. How'd it go for you? Think about that for a minute. While you're continuing to think and process and let things go through your brain, I'm going to share my experiences with you. Oh boy, 2019. It was an up and down year for me, pretty much. Started off okay, started off pretty good, but yeah. Career-wise, things were great. Okay, things were amazing career-wise. I continued my job and got better at it, got deeper into marketing. Haven't started agent life yet, but that will come in 2020. But what I did do is that I finally got a chance to actually hit up that test. And yeah, it's been tough. It's going to take probably about 5 tries to get it, but we'll get it. And then when I get it, basically I'm set. Career's in stone, set, good. All I have to do is get licensed in other states and make money in other states. And yeah, like I don't have to get another job, another career path. I'm good. So career-wise, 2019 was dope. I exploded. But personally, 2019 was nearly a disaster. Let's start with January. January, I met a super nice person and one of my acquaintance friends through her. I met someone else who I consider a bro friend, whichever one you want to call it. Anyway, me and my bro, we spent just about all summer hanging-ish. Got to know each other, really dove into life. Eventually, I met a super cool person in the flesh because of him. But unfortunately, all 3 of us are no longer able to hang out as a squad. Our squad days started erupting around early August, heading into September. But by the time early October came and I was on the verge of celebrating my 25th birthday, the entire month, the drama it grew to an enormous level. I'd never seen this amount of madness before. It was like Avengers Endgame, but with real life people. And what's really sad is that I was made aware of it quickly, to the point where near the end, I needed to make a split-second decision on what to do about both of them. Just when things were going great, right when quarter 4 of 2019 hits, I'm slowly realizing that what I thought was going to carry over into 2020 was only meant to be a part of 2019's highlight reel. Shaking my head right now. And that's just the first wave of issues. Last year, it was Aladdin's girlfriend. Like I said, took a little break from dating. But now, mid-2019, Amy comes along. I think you've all heard me mention Amy before. Not gonna spill the beans on her real name, because I'm not about to have y'all go after her. But Amy did some messed up things. The first of which was abandoning me in the nation's capital. Literally during our date. Weeks and weeks and weeks of talking and dope conversation. And then we finally go out on a date. It worked. I asked somebody out on a date, and it did work. But when we got there was no greet. We got to the train station, the metro. We didn't greet each other. There was no hug, no nothing. Just hey and a bunch of awkwardness. And then we got on the train. Train ride opened things up a little bit, but it was still getting worse and worse and worse, and I didn't see it. We then hit up one of DC's many museums, and guys, girls, this is when things took a turn for the worse. Forget having to catch up with each other in a place I'd never been to. We were literally catching up with each other. I was in one room, she was in another. I had to literally go find her and stuff like that. It was crazy. But once we hit the cafe, bruh, it was a wrap. Fake bathroom break turned into a text message that ended everything. At this point in the year, I'm pissed off and devastated. Not only did the date die out, she didn't even bother to continue the friendship we had. She just cut me off. Like I meant nothing to her. Worst part about it? She was a white girl. Second white girl to mess up a friendship that could have become more. First was my dude's sister from back in LU territory. The only thing with that is that I thought I could have a double friendship thing going where I was cool with my dude and, could add his sister to the mix and, be friends that way. Dropped my phone. Boy, was I wrong about that. And now fast forward a few more months to white girl number 2, Amy, and this happens. The mind-boggling part is that after many, 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 many years of being accepted by the white community, Caucasian community, however you want to say it, this isn't prejudice, this is just me stating facts. After many years of being accepted by that community, being shown so much love and acceptance, I was like, what the heck? This is what I end up with? Really bad situation. So at this point, I was about to give up. Not just give up on the ladies, but I was basically living a lie. This is the lie I was living. I had my friends for life, had my best friends. That's good. But there's this thing called friendship first, right? Where you and a young woman start off as friends and then gradually grow into something more. That evaded me. Literally. Quite the opposite. My friendship situations that were not in any of the 2 categories mentioned before. So basically, if I didn't have any friends for life or best friends, if someone wasn't in that category, then it was basically a situation where my own people didn't do anything to help me out. Didn't really get anywhere with black women. And so I stopped caring. I stopped trying. I was basically sick. Sick of zero reciprocation, sick of surface level, stuck watching scores of guys hook up with black girls, date them, ask for their hand, eventually marry them. It's still happening now. It's not mind-boggling anymore like it used to be. And while I knew that it wasn't meant for me to be with my own, people group, now the white girls are turning on me. At this particular time in the year, I was just like, yo, you've got to be kidding me. This is not the move. This is not the norm. Because basically, family members, friends for life, besties, church family, and 1 out of 2 best friends, black. It's within these groups where black women actually came through. Hard to say, but it's the truth. Literally. So, as far as how 2019 went for me, that was the majority of it. In the beginning, though. And it was mixed in with a look at how things have been going for me on a personal note up until this point so that you could understand exactly where I'm coming from. Because of what happened in episode 3 and episode 5, go back and watch those, but because of what happened there, I had to grow my friends for life and my best friends to where it is now out of thin air after turning 18. And let me tell you, that was not easy. And so now that that's done and I don't have to worry about that, it's just like, what's the next phase? Dating. But before getting to dating, before being able to date, you have to be a friend. And you have to do certain things that aren't just friends stuff that friends do. It's not typical of a friendship. You got to do stuff that goes above and beyond. Because so what I'm talking about is specific. What you don't want to happen is be stuck in the friend zone or in a perpetual friend situation where it's like, oh, yeah, we're friends. Can't see myself with you. Can see myself with someone else, but not you. Worst situation to be in. So that was my life pretty much up until now. And that's why I said that career-wise, things are dope. That was the beginning struggle. Career struggle was the start of it. And trust me, that was a hard struggle. It took a long time to get to where I am now. But now that my career is intact, I can finally focus on the rest of my life and getting that on point. No, I'm not talking about a car. No, I'm not talking about moving out. Those are inevitable. It's going to happen. It's a matter of when. I don't have to put in as much effort there. I do, but I have help with getting a car. I'll have help finding a place to live and moving out and I'll have help with that. 100%. But see, the lack of proper life on the come up, the lack of 4-year college, the lack of job situation where I have multiplicity of coworkers and we can do stuff, and the lack of that has created this unprecedented amount of pressure I can't explain it, guys. Like, it's just really hard. Like, even living where I live, guys, it's hard. I have to do everything by myself on a personal level. And so that's why it was a complete mess down the stretch and in the middle point. But oh, how we have come to the good part. Because the end of 2019 has been so amazing. The end actually turned out leagues better than the way it started. So here we are. We're now in early October. Follow back in time with me. Early October. Days after I turned the chapter into 25. Where things actually start happening in your life. 25 to 30. So I'm freshly 25, and at this point, I start writing down everything I want from a potential future girlfriend. Everything. With the first part being that friendship first actually has to happen. Like in the movies. Because I made a little mistake with the last podcast episode. Friendship first is the only element outside of the one I mentioned that plays out in real life. So, friends for life, friendship first, and mutual friends. Those are the only two things that come from the movies that play out in real life. Friendship first is a little bit tricky because, as I've already explained, it wasn't like that for me. Kind of hinted at this in the last podcast episode. But, yeah, it's a lot easier when a mutual friend connects you to somebody. And what do you know? I told myself, I wrote this down, I wanted a mutual friend involved in the process next time so I didn't have to do all the legwork by myself and mess up over and over and over and over and over again. And what do you know? It worked. Gigi, this is for you. Okay? So if you listen to this, probably gonna make you cry, but everyone needs to know how you changed my life. And you do too. So back in July, a mutual friend, like I just said, invited me to Hershey Park. That didn't work out. And so I didn't ever think I would see the woman I was going to ride with again. We were all like pitching who was going to ride with each other and working things out. This is all in a group chat on Facebook. So I didn't know any of these people. I did not think I'd ever see the woman that I was going to ride with again. That'd be Gigi. I didn't know her at all at that time. I just knew I was riding with her because the guy that I was going to ride with originally, his car was full. So, yeah. Out of nowhere, we start talking. And this is after the Hershey Park plan failed. At the time, she had a man, and Dad was just like, okay, won't be talking to you again. Oh, well. Tried starting the friendship. I tried keeping the friendship going, starting the friendship, etc., etc. And I continued to fail over and over and over again. And I'm just like, okay, I'm running into the same problem. I'm done. Thanks, Caleb, for trying. Caleb being the mutual friend. But wow. We start talking out of nowhere. Months down the line in October. Technically the end of September, early October. Anyway, eventually she agreed to meet me face to face. And then this year, on October 10th, we're still in October, guys, Galina comes into my life. I call her Gigi because that's her backup name and it's easier to pronounce. Like Gigi Hadid. She could kind of almost sort of give Gigi Hadid a run for her money as far as looks and modeling and stuff like that. Anyway, ever since this woman has come into my life, it's been cake. I wasn't sold at first though. Because, and hun, don't get upset with me. But I was not sold at first because after everything I had been through, including 2019's horrible date, I was just like, all right, look, this is not going to go well. Already tried it myself. Already tried being friends, and there was nothing there. No reciprocation. Da 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 da. The more I try stuff myself, the more it fails. Mutual friends don't work. I was literally about to be like, nah, done, goodbye, over this. No way she's going to be a completely different person. Wrong again. Met up at Starbucks. October 10th. And it was crazy fun. But it did not stop there. Guys, I lie to you not. Every Friday in October that followed, it was me and her and group hangouts. We did get one-on-one time through FaceTiming every other day and riding around the DMV in her car together. But guys, this is the part that I was mentioning in last week's podcast episode that women would never do for. I never got that treatment. Never got one-on-one time. Girls wouldn't pick me up in their car. Are you crazy? I'd be the one that would have to drive them around. No. Not anybody my age. Older women, yeah. Older women that I have no chance with, yeah. Of course. But friends for life, yeah. Best friends, yeah. Till now. So when I get my car, there won't be any pressure. But we got one-on-one time through riding around in her car, and we got group hangouts. Group hangouts were the activities that we did. Again, I've been invited to group stuff before, but not like this. I met her girlfriend. Her girlfriend likes me, which basically her girlfriend is her best friend. So just like I have female best friends, she has a main female best friend. That's her girlfriend. She loves me. I met a bunch more of her friends that she grew up with throughout middle school, high school. And it was just crazy amazing, guys. And then more one-on-one stuff. Guys, girls never did this with me. Should have done this a long, long time ago. But I'm late. Anyway, Frozen 2 in theaters just last month. Me and her. Nobody else in the theater minus a mom and her kids. And one other guy. But it was just literally us watching the movie together. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Am I really making history? Am I really doing this? Yes. I finally went to the movies with a girl. Finally. After so many years. Oh my Lord. So many years. Had to be 2019 that changed everything. Anyway, like I said, up to this point, no woman on earth would do this with me the way Gigi is. What a turnaround. From having to put in all the effort, all the work, keep friendships alive at will that were really piles of nothing. Phone would not blow up unless it was Becca, Raven. I am not kidding. My messages would be dry as heck. My phone would be dry as heck. Nobody. I'm not kidding, guys. It's ridiculous. I had to do so much work. It was killing me. I was about to just stop and just no longer put in any work. Till Gigi. Gigi changed everything. She reciprocates. She communicates effectively. This woman makes time to hang, spends time with me on FaceTime, is vulnerable, lets me in, shares her life. And there are times where we break, but that's only to take care of ourselves. We're finals week. We may be close, but we're still individuals, which brings me to open up to the truth. We're not dating, guys. We're not exclusively dating, okay? Mentioned this in last week's podcast episode. But I'm only talking about her this way. I'm only giving her this much credit because you gotta understand where I'm coming from. You gotta know how difficult it was for me to get to this point in my life personally. This is why I gave her all the props, love, the attention. Dedicated this whole daggone podcast to her. This one podcast episode, and technically the other one that's coming out next week, because I can't finish this all in one sitting. But, guys, Gigi is the best thing that happened to me in 2019. Point blank. After episode 3 and episode 5 and everything in 2019, prior to quarter 4, this is a huge step up for me. And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. So, Gigi, thank you. Thank you, God, for giving me Gigi, for connecting us, for Caleb. What would I do without you, bro? This is what I've been talking about all along. Forget romance. Forget dating and having a girlfriend and all that. That's nice. It's a desire. But this is what it's all about right here. Authenticity. Reciprocation. Fellas, I talked about Gigi to make a point, to make a life tip. If a girl is doing these things with you and doing all the other things I mentioned in the episode where I gave you all the hints that you'll know she likes you if she does these things, which Gigi is doing. So put all this together, guys, and what you're looking at is exactly how it should be. If a girl's doing this with you, fellas, reciprocating and matching your level of authenticity, then I don't know what to tell you. Diamond in the rough. And if multiple girls are doing this, then the good news there is that if it doesn't work out with one, you do have others on the back end doing the same thing that you might have a connection with, that you might spark something with. Gigi's just one person. I need more Gigis. I need more Galinas. Which means I need more people, more females, that are going to do these things that she's doing at the friendship level. And again, while keeping hope alive, while keeping options there, while keeping your heart available, and not just saying, oh, we're friends, I have a policy. No. Forget having a policy against dating friends and all that nonsense. Because the reality is 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, those are the years for things to develop, for things to happen. And if you hold yourself back with stupid standards, you'll never get to where you want to be. You won't ever see your wedding day. I guarantee it. You will not see your wedding day if you have the mentality that I can never be attracted to my friend, never date my friend. Bruh. Get rid of that crap. It's pointless. Absolutely pointless. We all want the best. We all want what we want in life. In order to get it, you have to be open to what God wants for your life. Again, this isn't a religious or Jesus-based podcast, but since it's something I believe, I'm going to put this in here. Again, I've said this a million times already. You are not in control of your life. God is. So if you two are best friends or friends and he wants you to start something, I'm sorry, but you have no choice. Start it. God's not going to force it on you. But what I'm saying is, a lot of us are trying to fight God. A lot of us are trying to retain control and not receive good things he has for us because we're so tied up with being hurt. We're so tied up with the pain that somebody else caused us. We're so tied up with exclusively being single. I've been there, but I couldn't stay there. I had to move forward. And that's what it's all about. So in 2020, as we go into the new year, move forward. Don't stay stuck in the past. Because if you do, your life will not be anything close to what God has in mind. There is a part 2 to Gigi, and it will get resolved in part 2 of New Year's podcasting when we finally reach the last episode of season 1. That's next week. In the meantime, take care of yourselves. Enjoy Christmas. Get ready for the new year. We'll talk on Monday. Peace.